Super Mario World. You know, I don't actually have a lot of memories of this one. And you know why? Because I was playing this guy! Yeah, I'll get to you soon enough. Probably next marathon. So let's do a brief little history lesson. The Nintendo Entertainment System ruled the world. Super Mario Bros. 3 was dominating in sales, but a company called Sega began to make its move. Sega released the Sega Genesis, a 16-bit console, and in 1991 released a little game called Sonic the Hedgehog. Not to be outdone, Nintendo released the Super Nintendo that same year with Super Mario World as the launch game, and so began the greatest console wars in video game history. I remember as a kid, you were either a Genesis kid or a Super Nintendo kid on the playground. You couldn't be both. It was fighting words. Ah, good times. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Super Mario World was a massive success, selling over 20 million copies worldwide. It received a re-release as part of the rare Super Mario All-Stars plus Super Mario World, and as Super Mario Advance 2, Super Mario World. Yeah, I went over that whole confusing little title spiel already, so I won't bother repeating myself. Now, I often wondered, why was this game not called Super Mario Bros. 4? Well, as it turns out, in Japan it was called Super Mario World Super Mario Bros. 4, but Super Mario Bros. 4 got dropped from the title when it went overseas. I still remember the commercials for this game, and I'll just let this sum it all up.
Introducing the next generation from Nintendo, New Super Mario World, created especially for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. It's a bit more exciting, a bit more challenging, a bit more graphic, a bit more colorful, a bit more realistic, a bit more levels, a bit more secret, a bit more enemies, a bit more friends, a bit more sound, a bit hotter, a bit cooler, a bit weird, a bit more revolutionary, a bit more Mario, a bit more of what you want. It's 16-bit, and it's yours only if you get New Super Nintendo.
Yeah, well, check out the Japanese commercial!
Konnichiwa, konnichiwa, Super Famicom. Konnichiwa, konnichiwa, Mario mo deban. Konnichiwa, konnichiwa, Mario no kuni kara. Oshiri ni hi ga tsuku omoshirosa, Super Mario Brothers 4.
Yeah, maybe the American commercial was the better option. Story goes that this time around, Mario, Luigi, and Princess Peach are visiting Dinosaur Island, and Princess Peach has been kidnapped by Bowser yet again. Well, that didn't take too long now, did it? The graphics are nice and colorful, and the music is as great as ever. The control is the best in a 2D Mario game to date. Everything about it feels so precise. Joining you on your adventure is Yoshi. Yoshi is one of the greatest sidekicks in video game history. With a push of a button, Yoshi can devour enemies whole. He also comes in 4 colors: green, red, yellow, and blue, but green is the one most commonly seen. When Yoshi swallows a Koopa shell, depending on the color, Yoshi performs different attributes. With a green shell, he can shoot it back as a projectile. With red shells, Yoshi will spit fire. Blue shells, Yoshi will grow wings and be able to fly for a short period of time. And if he swallows a yellow shell, Yoshi will be able to perform a small earthquake. Eating those cherries will cause Yoshi to make a 1-up from an egg. When escaping certain death, Yoshi is also useful as a sacrifice, Okay, I did it! I admit it! Don't judge me! You all did too! I hope you enjoyed Mario's power-ups in Super Mario Bros. 3 because none of them return here. No Super Leap, no Tanuki suit, no Frog suit, no Hammer Brother suit. But Fire Flowers return, and they are pretty much inconsequential in this game. They do give you coins, so that's something. Starman's return, and they do pretty much the exact same thing they've done in every other Mario game. Then there's the Cape Feather, which serves as a replacement for the Super Leaf. The Cape has got to be one of Mario's greatest power-ups. You can twirl with it to knock out enemies, and by systematically hitting the back button, you can fly. You can also perform a nosedive if you so choose. You can wipe out every enemy on the screen doing this. Using the Cape Feather, you can also slowly float down, which helps on higher jumps. Like in the original Super Mario Bros., one hit will revert you back to small Mario. But if you have an extra item in your item box, it'll float down and you can grab it. But you can also press the select button to bring it down at your choosing. Once again, 2-player mode returns in Super Mario Bros. 3. Player 1 controls Mario, while Player 2 controls Luigi. Once again, they don't play any differently from each other. Except this time Luigi doesn't even get acknowledged if you beat a castle with him. Poor Luigi. You can see it in his eyes. It's only gonna get worse, buddy. But don't worry, you're still my guy. You got new tricks this time around. You can kick shells up in the air, which makes it great for hitting out-of-reach blocks or enemies like Lokito. You also gain a new spin jump ability, which lets you completely kill enemies or bypass certain obstacles. Once again, worlds are divided by themes. Yoshi's Island, Donut Plains, Vanilla Dome, Twin Bridges, Forest of Illusion, Chocolate Island, and the Valley of Bowser. Each level may contain more than one exit. If a level has a yellow dot, it only has one exit. If it has a red dot, then there are 2 exits. Most of the time, the exits contain simple keys that you have to put in key locks. Sometimes you'll have to betray your one and only friend. Rest in peace, Yoshi. May angels sting thee to thy rest. These secret exits will lead you to secret levels or switch palaces, which will unlock them for later use. Getting to the end of the stage requires you to hit this goalpost. If you hit the pole, you'll get points. You get over 100 points, and you'll get to play this bonus game, which allows you to gain extra lives. New to the series are ghost houses, but these levels tend to be very short and just revolve around finding the exit. You have new enemies, such as Wigglers and Big Boos, so that's something. You also have Bonsai Bills! Oh boy, look at these things. This time around, there are secret worlds. Star World, which leads into the special world. These levels are aptly named Tubular, Outrageous, Gnarly. Well, I'll forgive this since it was the 90s. These levels can be a real challenge, especially Tubular because you have to be Balloon Mario for the duration of the level, and seriously, fuck this level! After you beat Special World, Dinosaur Island will go for a season change, so that's something, I guess? And some of the enemies... yeah, what can I even say about that? They freak me out. They truly do. This finally brings us to the bosses of the game. The 7 Koopalings all return for a rematch from Super Mario Bros. 3. But this time around, they're even easier than last time. They pretty much just have the same repeating patterns. There's also Reznar, who is a very easy boss to defeat. I don't know why the Koopalings are so easy, but I suppose it's a compromise for all the fortresses being much harder. So this brings us to the final confrontation with Bowser. The setup is nice, a slow build-up. I don't know why Bowser is packing a clown capture this time around, but unfortunately the fight is pathetically easy. All you have to do is kick these Mecha Koopas back up to him, and he'll surrender. Princess Peach will give you a kiss. Wait a minute! Still no acknowledgement for Luigi? I beat the game as Luigi, so I'd expect a little something for him. No, not even that. Don't worry, I'm sure the next game will acknowledge Luigi. Right? Right. So overall, Super Mario World pretty much built on the formula Super Mario Bros. 3 established and redefined it. It was 2D Mario perfected. But that's all for 2D Mario. Now, we take a jump into the 3D world. Join me next time for Super Mario 64. Thanks for watching and take care.